$10 Cardano, non-hype. I want to just take some time to very realistically and simply lay out the data and kind of the path forward for ADA to do this. If you just zoom out, and this is the market cap of ADA, we're going to start on this chart. You zoom out, the path to $10, it is very realistic when you look at this macro chart on Cardano, when you look at the macro cycles of crypto. I want to do a better job in my videos of presenting the data and the bullishness that I have, my bullish outlook, because you all know I get called a permabull a lot because I'm zoomed out. My vision for crypto is across cycles. So I want to do a better job of kind of not letting that bullishness get lost in any type of hype. I want to realistically present data to you when it comes to Cardano. Cardano DeFi has so much opportunity. We are ground floor, everybody, not just with Cardano, but with crypto. We're in a new era. I keep saying that, but it feels like we've been here for years, and we have. But what's happening right now is the opportunity that's before us is something we have to take hold of. I want to do a better job of not making it so clickbaity. I want to do a better job presenting the bullish data. My style of presenting content, because I'm excited, just comes off that way. But I want to try and tone it down. When it comes to Cardano ecosystem, I want to start exploring that more. And I think there is so many valuable projects within Cardano that are yet to be discovered that will just offer so much yield and opportunity for all of us. So we're going to talk about $10 Cardano in this video. We're going to look at some new charts, which is kind of exciting. And I just want to say, this zoomed out ADA USD chart, I spotted something. It is this rectangle that you see here. And you might be like, that's that bull market door area you've been talking about. It's actually not. And I can't believe I did not see this sooner. I don't know how I didn't even notice this, but I want to discuss. And what's happening here on the screen, in my opinion, it is making the path to $10 even more realistic. So hit the subscribe and like on the way in. Let's just jump into the video. I want to start off by I want to mention something. And I know this is repetitive, but please bear with me. This was like the end of November. We're talking about ETFs is in there. That's good. It's bullish for Cardano to see that, especially from going from in the bear market, everybody just writing Cardano off to now Cardano's in a Bitwise top 10 crypto index, right? But what we're really looking for is for ADA to join the spot ETF race. Guess what? That was November. February, guess what? It happened. You all know that. And I want to lay just very brief, because I know we forget it when we're looking at price action, especially zoomed in. People are getting depressed about ADA and crypto. And it's like, first off, if you zoom out from bear market lows, we're in a higher low consolidation. Everything is okay. But secondly, as we're watching price, we're wondering, are we going to enter a bull market? We forget about the fundamentals. And this is not just this bull market fundamental. This is a multi-cycle happening that is going on. So this Cardano ADA spot ETF is literally, and I've been saying this, like early stage tech stocks that were getting ETFs. We are that early in crypto right now. And then there's this. I'm not going to play the clip, but you know what's happening. The whole speculation of who Charles is meeting with, and it got moved from end of February to March. That's happening right now. But if you really think about it, everything that Cardano is doing, and here's some of that speculation, Charles kind of playing into it a little bit. Everything Cardano is doing, when you look at a chart and you're thinking about the spot ETF, mass adoption in that regard from an investment value play. But the fundamentals here, Cardano, like no other blockchain, it is a top 10 altcoin, top 10 crypto. When it comes to things like US Treasury on a blockchain, Cardano is the best built for things like that. And these are the things that over the years have played into my thesis for Cardano. So not only this cycle, but throughout the cycles, Cardano, I think, has the best path to be $1 trillion coin. And I mean, besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, Cardano is in that grouping for me, the most realistic to hit $1 trillion and above. Obviously, Bitcoin's done it. So I just wanted to start with that before we look at the charts, because there's a lot of fundamentals in play right now, and it's very zoomed out. If you're a short-term person and my videos lately have just been loaded with almost only short-term people because everybody's incredibly disappointed from the swing high to swing low down, ADA is down 40%. But this is just a typical move, right? These moves are going to keep happening. I'm zoomed out. Let's talk about $10 ADA. If you look at this chart, if you look at last cycle, kind of in a very similar consolidation back here at this time, 80 some percent down. At that moment, at like $4 billion, $5 billion market cap back here, it looked very unrealistic to many people for ADA to ever hit 100 billion. And what did it do? It did it, right? But that move, it looked like no way is that happening. Even right here, it looked like here's a bear market. There's a bear market bounce and we're going to fall. Like that's what it looks like to a lot of people. And then what happened? Boom, 100 billion. This is the move to $10. People are like, here's a bear market bounce. We're entering a bear market. It's over. And I'm not saying we're bouncing right here to go to $10, okay? It would be nice if it repeats so beautifully. But the story that I think is playing out is not, this was the bear market bounce, that was it, and it's over for ADA, especially this cycle. Last cycle, like, we didn't even have smart contracts. We didn't have the Cardano ecosystem. We didn't have everything that is in play right now. Cardano now is built for very big things this cycle, and here's where we are. And so I thought it was interesting because I know I revisit this chart a lot, and this is kind of my starting point for the zoomed out, and it's incredibly valuable, especially as we start zooming in. But I thought it was valuable to actually zoom out on the chart because if you just look at this as a value investor for this top 10 crypto that has so much going for it right now, so many of the right narratives, I don't know how you can be bearish on this chart. Realistically, it doesn't make sense. And that path to $10 is so in play right now. And if you just look at this, and as we go to the weekly chart on the USD pair, because this is the market cap chart, if you just look at, from this kind of consolidation at the moving average area to swing high, I don't know if the move will happen now or in a month or 2 months. I don't know, right? But I do know a move like that is a move like we see not just with ADA, but with other cryptos as well. If we go to this chart, the weekly chart, you start getting a sense of, all right, here's the USD pair. We have our inverse head and shoulders we've been tracking, which is still very much in play. The left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. We've talked a lot about it. Here is our bull market doors we've been tracking. I'm going to go to another chart in just a moment to talk about what this is. And I'm very excited to do so. But before I do, I just want to make a note. If you look at ADA last cycle, what did it do? And it kind of defied all odds at this moment. It broke out of an inverse head and shoulders and defied the odds. So I'm very curious on the shorter term, midterm, to see how this plays out if we get the inverse head and shoulders. It's not confirmed. I don't know if it'll play out that way. I don't know what crypto is going to do in the short to midterm. But I will say, if you start looking at even patterns, you start seeing, you know what? The path for ADA to get up to $10 is 100% there. This range is kind of the target range for me for this cycle for ADA. And I know the lower end of the range is like right around $5. The upper end is $10. But please keep in mind, $350 billion market cap is like still a lot less than what Ethereum even did last cycle. And it is becoming clear to the industry as a whole that Cardano is way more fundamentally sound, secure, decentralized, and built for things like US Treasury and things of that nature, way more than Ethereum. So to get to even just less than what Ethereum did last cycle, that's just, from a very simple thought, very realistic. But I want to go here because this is what I spotted. And it's this. So we have our target, that 5 to 10 range is very much in play. Getting to the upper end of that range, even above $10, very much in play. $500 billion market cap, I just want to say, $14 ADA. It's not like my price prediction, but you can see the path is clear. If you have eyes and you're not zoomed in on these charts, you can see the path is clear, is what I'm trying to put all this together. But check this out. This is the USD chart, and this is on Binance, right? So I've been using kind of this weekly chart over here, and you can see and by the way, this is Cardano US dollar, and this is on Binance, and then this is Cardano Tether. So it's interesting that the moving averages are a little bit different. But notice on this chart that we've been tracking, the bottom of the bull market doors is right around 77 cents, right? The upper end of the bull market doors is right around $1.25. And if you remember, this is what we're looking to break. This swing high coming into the bear market and then rejection at the 20-week. It's what happened last cycle as the top of the bull market doors. I don't mean to be repetitive, but maybe there's somebody here new that hasn't seen that. If I go to this chart, this looks like the very similar pattern or range, right? But it's not exactly the same. This is around 67 cents at the bottom range, and it's around $1.20 at the upper range. So what is it? And this is why I can't believe I missed this, because one of my favorite indicators on the macro and even on the zoomed in is the Fibonacci, right? And so, for instance, bull market high to bear market low, we have our Fibonacci. I don't use this on the Cardano chart very much. It's not as useful as it is on the Bitcoin chart. So if we were charting on Bitcoin, this was the bull market doors for Bitcoin. Very useful on the Bitcoin chart, not as much useful on the ADA chart. But what I didn't do was chart the swing low from last cycle to the swing high. And I just did it earlier today, and I was like, are you kidding me? That is literally like the bull market doors that we've been tracking. It's almost identical range. So now we have two data points, which is to say what we've been using for the bull market doors, the 20-week moving average, this 20-week moving average rejection going to bear market. That's our bull market door we've established and we've been tracking. But now we have this one, which is a Fibonacci on the macro, right? So swing low of the last cycle, swing high, and kind of into that range. So clearly the range was broken to the downside in the bear market, right? Which is very normal for even Bitcoin to break that Fibonacci, and obviously more volatile on altcoins, and it did. It went well below it, right? It's not likely in a bear market to see support at the Fibonacci. But now ADA has kind of backtracked into it. Look at the price action within this Fibonacci. And so it's our bull market doors for ADA, as we've established, and it is a Fibonacci on the macro. And so I'm very, very curious to see how ADA interacts with this range now, even more so than I was before when we're just tracking this bull market door area, because now we have two similar channels based off of different data points. So basically, as we've been discussing, ADA right now in between the 200 in red, the 20 in green. You can see the lower end of this Fibonacci is down here around 67 cents. We've wicked down to the 50-week moving average. A story playing out on the weekly zoomed out is incredible. But if I kind of backtrack and go to this other chart, it becomes very clear from all of these different data points now, like what we just tracked, like the structure that we have, the inverse head and shoulders, the path to $5, $7, $10 becomes very simple, realistic. And I say this in an environment where I realize people are frustrated. I get it. I get it more than anybody because I see it. I see a lot of the sentiment out there as a content creator. But I'm going to stick by my long-term thesis for Cardano, especially now, because as we've endured a brutal bear market, we've seen an incredible just accumulation phase with whales accumulating, institutions right now coming on board. We are more bullish now than we were right here at this moment last cycle, as ADA was testing a very similar bull market door channel. So that's just my macro zoomed out. I wanted to speak directly to $10, really put a kind of a number on it, the $350 billion market cap, and try and tie everything together in a simple way, bringing in this new data point just to show what is potentially in store. Again, none of us know what's going to happen, but I'm going to continue tracking this with y'all. I hope you're doing well out there. Please hit the subscribe, smash that like button, and turn those notifications on. I appreciate each and every one. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.